Nobody indeed. What is good? Welcome into Driving the Line. My name is Alan Bell. We got a fantastic show lined up for you today as I hit mute so that we don't get kicked off of all of the internet. Good to see you guys. Greg, my man, what's up, brother? How we doing?
Good. Happy Friday. Excited to keep diving in through this college conference weekend.
Yeah, man. It's fantastic so far. Bradley, looking sharp. How we doing?
Doing great, AB. Happy Friday to both of you guys as well. Ready to dive into all the sports for this weekend, today and this weekend. Pumped to be here.
Pumped to be here indeed. Now, here's the question, okay? If you're having chili or soup or anything, number one, are you a saltine cracker guy? Yay or nay, Brad?
I mean, yes and no. So if I had a choice, I would take some type of bread, like a baguette, like a French or a rosemary focaccia bread. But if I had to go crackers, I'm going, what are those, oyster crackers over saltines.
So that was my question. And here's the answer. Oysters. Oyster crackers. Look, not that I just found out what they were, because trust me, it's food. We've been aware. But I'm normally a saltines guy, and I threw a curveball and had like some tomato soup and oyster crackers. Solid. The oyster crackers are solid. Heavily salt was needed. Greg, where do you fall on this? On this striking controversy of a topic?
No, I love oyster crackers. I'm a bread bowl person too, so I'll always take more bread side of things as I can. Either chilies or whatever they may be. I want it in a bread. I want to eat my bowl.
There we go. You know what? That's a t-shirt right there. Everybody, if you can hit the like button, all right, for that life motto, that would be fantastic. If you're watching on your phone, take the screen, pull it down, hit like, pop it right back up. Look, got Mel's in the chat. All right, the Minister of Culture herself. Mel's, always a pleasure. Good to see you. Are You Afraid of the Dark? Anybody remember that show? Solid. Dude, Nick Jr. moving over to like Nick Teen in the mid-90s. It was money. It was absolute money. All right. What else was money yesterday? Not bad. Look, Braves Nationals, I mean, they had this thing covered pretty quickly. Took the over 8.5. Tennessee and Texas. Tennessee taking Texas out 7-5 in 12 innings. Tennessee moves on to the semifinals on Saturday. Cincinnati, West Virginia. Final score 10-3. Get a pretty high-scoring game there. Melanie, nice fire emoji. Perfect for Are You Afraid of the Dark? And Anthony Edwards, absolute bum of a game. 1 for 9 from threes. He had 30 points, but he also shot it 750 times. So, look, I'm not going to hammer on Anthony Edwards. I just think the Thunder are better. Home runs, Matt Olson, plus 310. Got this one right there in the first inning. That was nice. Then Greg coming through on Texas A&M. Tough one there, dude, on USC game, man. I'll leave it up right here for a second. Like, the Greg Candy game was what it was. USC, I think they lost, 2-1?
Yeah, 2-1.
Yeah, just brutal. And, Texas A&M wins, I think, 3-2 over Auburn. So you got that one. Like, it's always interesting when you split, and I'm saying you as in like all of us, because it happens to me all the time too, to where you split one game by 1 run, another game by 1 run, but you're like, 1 run, USC, 1 run against Penn State. Oh, dude, frustrating, man. Any thoughts you had yesterday in college baseball?
Well, yeah. I mean, you talk about obviously disappointing losing day with the show. We went 3-2 for VIP yesterday, so at least it was a small winning day. We had Irvine and Georgia Tech as well for players. And then, like I talked to you yesterday, we did add Cincy, West Virginia. So cheers to you for us for that one. But yeah, I mean, that was disappointing. Kind of just proves where USC is right now. Offensively, they had a couple good weeks this season. They got them back onto the map, and I think the hype train came too quickly, too high, too fast for them. And it's proven by getting shut down by a very average Nittany Lions team. If you can't score more than 1 run, you don't deserve to win anyways. So disappointing. But yeah, I mean, story of the day is the Lavalette injury and Texas A&M now, who I was at the window yesterday at William Hill to make a bet on A&M at 60-1 to win the World Series. And as I was standing there, he got hit by a pitch. And windows closed, markets closed. And fortunately, I mean, it was an awful thing for A&M. It was a fortunate thing for me that, I didn't get my money down right then. I felt like Texas A&M, kind of like we've seen with Florida in recent years, that momentum, getting hot at the right time, having that experience. And at the end of the day, it's an SEC team with tons of talent. So, a tough injury, big loss, even with that W yesterday. We said, that Auburn is a team that's been great up and down, but I thought that A&M had the real momentum advantage, and they did. They played great again, but it's getting tougher and tougher with that injury now.
Yeah, and you lose him. Dude, Jace Laviolette's one of the best hitters in baseball. He was one of the only few that was keeping that thing up. But they have pitching. But, man, I mean, you're going to have to score runs. You're just going to have to do it. So we'll see on them. All right, let's jump into our picks for today. First, the Howie Schwab crew play of the day. Howie looking sharp at St. John's Red there. All right, NBA. Pacers. All right, this is game 2. Pacers lead the series 1-0. Pacers plus 6.5. Knicks minus 6.5. Over 224.5 or under 224.5. Polls in the chat. Vote now. Update as we always do at the end of the show. Man, we're going to talk about this in a second, but just setting it up is I am fascinated to see how the Knicks come out in this game. Because the way that they lost in game 1, it takes grit to pull yourself back up off the mat, man. And we'll talk about it, no question there. But, yeah, you don't want to go down. You don't want to go to Indiana down 0-2. That one's going to be tough. All right, let's get our plays for today. Brad, go ahead, start us off, man. What you got?
Yeah, looking at Saturday's a night matchup in the city of brotherly love. We're headed to the United States of America in a match between Philadelphia and Miami. Miami, we've been tailing over and over again. We're taking that over 2.75 Asian total, minus 135. Both of these teams are trending in both sides of the categories of conceding and scoring. Scoring in 32 of 35, which is 91% Philadelphia. Regular scores up there near the top of the MLS this season, having great results, are at home where they excel much better than on the road. They're also a conceding team, have conceded now in 21 of 29, 72%. Also, Miami, you've got them scoring at 87%, 47 of 54. Messi and the boys regularly find the net. They didn't last time out, but they did have the opportunities, just couldn't close it. 2+ and 22 of 33. So 2 out of every 3 matches for Miami, they will score not just one, but multiple. And then Miami, they are conceding right now like crazy. 30 of the last 35 league matches, which is 86%. That is just insane production from a negative standpoint on that defensive end. They are just regularly letting people in the net, but it's not just one. 2+ conceded in 6 of their last 7 matches, 3+ in 5 of their last 6. So Messi and the boys playing open, not great defensively, got a bunch of old heads up front, losing the ball, not getting back in transition, putting that pressure on their defense, which is not that great for where you want to have that ball with Messi, which is up the field. And then more than anything, it's the matchup history between these two. 9 of the last 11 have hit both teams to score. 5 of the last 5 have hit over 2.5. And then specifically when Philly are at home to Miami, 4 of the last 5 hit BTS. 6 of the last 7 hit over 2.5. These are trending figures, both scoring, conceding, both teams to score, and over 2.5. So we're going to take that 2.75 Asian total at minus 135.
Beautiful work, my friend. Beautiful work. Now, all right, Greg, I'm going to go next, and I want you to go last and hit third for us here in the lineup because, yeah, you're reading that correctly. That is Ronald Acuna over 1.5 total bases. Our man is back in the starting lineup tonight against the Padres, and his numbers are a little juiced. But we're going to take it just because, number one, Melanie, the minister of culture here, her favorite player, Ronald Acuna. My favorite player, Ronald Acuna. Over 1.5 total bases, -115. We're going to get to see the big dog tonight. I can't wait to see it, man. He's been mashing down there in the minor leagues, getting prepared. They wouldn't even offer a stolen base prop for tonight. All right, going up against Nick Pivetta of the Padres. There are multiple Braves that have had his number. College baseball, we're going to roll Duke, Florida State, over 11, -115. We're also going to take Boston College, North Carolina, over 10.5 at -115. Yes, Melanie Sue, baby Ronald Acuna is back. It's been a year since we've seen our man. Absolutely love it. Zach said cash at -200 for AB to have an Acuna play. Man, absolutely. You knew that was coming for sure. Cannot let our man down. Big Ronnie A. All right. Greg, throw it over to you, buddy. What you got, my man?
I had to do like a triple take looking when Brad was talking because I understood where and who he was talking about for a minute. It's like the first time I've had some sense of where we even were. I couldn't even find some of these things because he's got him so deep with the knowledge that he's finding on these soccer games. So he said Philadelphia, and I was like, oh, okay. That's something I could tune
I know
into.
where that is.
Yeah, I've heard of that place, unless it's spelled differently that I didn't know about. But yeah, it should be fun.
It's Philadelphia, Mississippi.
See, that's what I was saying. Maybe we're somewhere in Moscow that I don't know of, some suburb that I'm unaware of, or I don't know. Yeah, it's another exciting day. I agree with you on both of those overs. Boston College also to me looks like a team that possibly can make some noise with what that offense can do. If they can find a way to get some outs, they're a team that has proven to be trouble for a lot of these higher tier teams this year. And really for them, it's based on the offense. If they can hit, they can stick around. Today, for us, we are back on the college baseball train. San Jose State money line we will take today. They're going up in a very advantageous spot against San Diego State, that is, who I think is playing above their heads. I think San Jose State will handle business today and end that one for them. West Virginia and Arizona will take the over 10.5. Number to me is just a little bit too low. We've seen what happened, including yesterday. This West Virginia team can burst out at any time. Arizona has been a team that has been playing lower scoring games, but I think they as well. Getting away from home is going to be a big deal. I enjoy where this stadium is. I like how Arizona plays. I think that 10.5 to me is a very realistic number. And then the final one, we'll back up what we talked about earlier. We're going to go LSU. We're going to go Arkansas money line. We talked about the new issues with A&M. And these are two teams that want to play well going into the regionals. They do want to finish on a high note. They want to make sure that they've got everything in line with where they are pitching-wise, as well as finishing and keeping that national seed where they want to be through the super regionals, assuming that they get there. So those three will take. And like I said, LSU, Arkansas money line is our play of the day.
Beautiful work, my friend. Absolute beautiful work. Well done. Okay, so you can probably see the chat in the bottom right. It's small. I'm working on getting it just printed a little larger, but we're trying to outsmart YouTube and Google, and it's working so far, but we'll get it all worked out. I hate that when people go back and will try to watch the show, and YouTube hasn't processed the show in high definition as of yet, so the live chat doesn't show up as of yet. So trying to figure out a way to work around that one. So that's why you see that there in the bottom right. What you're also going to see is the NBA. Let's talk about it. So tonight, game 2, Pacers of the Knicks. Knicks 6.5-point favorite, total of 224.5. The Pacers lead the series 1-0. Greg, I'll throw it over to you, man. What are your thoughts here? What do you see? Do the Pacers take game 2 as well?
I mean, right now, too, I see the market moving. It's down to 6 as well at some spots. To me, there's no way I could take the Knicks. Maybe they handle business and get where they need to be back on track. But, I mean, tell me where the momentum is anywhere but other than Indiana. I mean, the way that they came back, the way they finished, not only getting to overtime, but winning in overtime would have been one thing to get there. To lose in overtime probably motivates the Knicks even more. But to come back, win that game, Now you've got a Halliburton whose confidence level is sky high. You've got a team that's playing at home. A team that's playing on the road with really, this is that nothing to lose game. If they can handle business and go up 2-0 going home, it's huge. If they get a split, it's still a victory. So to me, 6 points is way too much. We're going to get a very desperate Knicks team, but I don't know if that necessarily generates or correlates to a great Knicks team when that happens. So give me the 6.5 points.
Yeah, look, Z-Money said in the chat right here, the Knicks seem shell-shocked, might have some heart early, but do they have the endurance again? That's the problem, man. I worry about that. That's a brutal loss. And we talked about in the other series, the Timberwolves and the Thunder, that the way the Timberwolves led the first half, and then the Thunder just took off in the second half of game one, that I didn't think that was good for Minnesota at all. And it proved, not that it proved me right. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that the Thunder just came out, man, and just dominated front to back. Now, the Knicks, I don't count them out because this team does have heart. They do play hard. But, man, I don't know. This one scares me. Brad, I throw it over to you. Any thoughts that you have? And it could just be, the thought of any sport, of kind of when you get your heart ripped out in a game one and you got to come back. I'll stop there. I'll throw it over to you. What do you see out of this one?
Well, my personal opinion is I remember watching the Pacers play the Cavs in game one, and they came out absolutely on fire, almost unconscious from the field. It was like every player was absolutely locked in. So what I think is that what's going to happen is regression. Is Aaron Nesmith going to hit 8 of 9 from 3? Doubtful. I think the Knicks are going to come out. I think Tibbs is going to have a serious talk with the boys. They're going to have a better defensive game plan. I don't necessarily think it's going to be as open as it was in game one. I'm kind of leaning that under again, but I really do like the Knicks in this spot. It is almost sort of a must win, but not even just must win, must perform, must come out and show that you can compete and are the better team. If not, this series could be over, but I don't think it is. Not with Jalen Brunson and this Knicks. Give me the Knicks, but I would buy to -6.
Yeah, you know what? I like that. And I don't. I don't want to count the Knicks out of anything. Like I love the makeup of this team, but man, it's hard not to take the Pacers plus 6.5, right? Like J Money Breeze says the Pacers, they've won 5 straight road playoff games. Good stat there. Our man Justin said Knicks haven't been able to slow down the Pacers enough to play New York Knicks style ball like the Pacers plus. See, that's where I stand here too. Is that the Knicks could win this game. The Knicks, I mean, anything could happen. It's the Eastern Conference Finals, but yeah, man, like taking the Pacers plus 6.5, it'd be hard for me to do anything else. It feels like it'd be tough. Zach, Coach Phil is the OC of the Battlehawks. Yes, he is. Oh man, yes, he is. Proud of big Coach Phil, man. That's a good dude right there. Yeah, like I agree with TJ here as well. Not going to overreact to the way both game ones played out in the NBA. It's not going to be the same. I agree with that too. I agree. For me, man, it would be hard not to take the Pacers with the points. Like if you're going to give me plus 6.5, it's hard for me not to take that. All right, let's talk baseball here. Let's talk home runs. Oh, look at this man. Look, I had to put him on twice. Big Brian Clancy. What up, crew? What up, dog? Good to see you, boy. Hope you're doing all right, man. All right, we got a couple Braves listed here. Marcell Ozuna, plus 275. Ronald Acuna, plus 330. Genio Suarez, plus 375. Seiya Suzuki of the Cubs, plus 400. Cedric Mullins of the Orioles, plus 550. Greg, I throw it over to you, man. Where are you going?
Well, today let's keep it interesting. I can't take your Acuna fire. That's your guy. I'm not going to jump in with there. I will take my boy Eugenio Suarez. Give me that almost 4-1 with the Arizona boy here.
Yeah, that's a good call and great pronunciation as well. Well done.
He's an ex-Giant.
Yeah, you nailed it. You absolutely nailed it. I can't do it.
We
So
use
I
that's
tried.
what Brad's for. Brad can pronounce all those things.
Yeah, exactly. Brad, where are you going here, man?
Man, Greg, you took my boy. I'm going to go with the only guy on here who looks like he could lace him up. Give me a Suarez. You know Suarez. I don't even know how to say the first name.
I told
Hey,
you it's
Eugenio.
tough. It's tough. My man Big Jim said he's going Brent Rooker, home run, great value. Yes. And I believe Rooker hit one yesterday as well. We were talking about him 2 days ago going 0 for 5, that he normally doesn't do that 2 games in a row. But he does hit home runs 2 games in a row. I like Rooker there, man. It's a good spot. I mean, I'm going Acuna. Like, he's my favorite player. But I'll say this too. It's not a bad day to fade Acuna coming back like his first game. It's not bad. Like, I get hyped up because I love seeing my guy here. But yeah, I mean, we won't go crazy. Marcell Ozuna is a good play at plus 275 if you're looking to play a Braves player. Now, him and Olsen both went yard yesterday, but they've got another good spot. And weather, we're going to talk about it here in a second. Weather in Major League Baseball is it's odd. It's odd. Let's jump into it. All right, I'm going to go Acuna, but again, be easy. Don't fall for me going crazy. Yeah, Dan Clark said it best. Acuna's my guy, but I'm sitting today. Yeah. I mean, that's smart. Let's not go crazy. All right, let's jump into weather here. Okay, so I'll pull the screen up. All right, so Blue Jays and the Rays. Look, Blue Jays went off yesterday. Rays definitely did not. And yeah, Justin says it right here. I like off the board Vladimir Guerrero plus 400. He's got a perfect day to do it. Absolute perfect day to do it. Mid 80s temperature, feels like high 80s. So you got humidity. It's a minor league park. It's not large. Yeah, Blue Jays could have themselves a day today. Guardians and the Tigers. All right. Now, the temperature in the feels like is not good. It's cold. Doesn't mean they can't hit home runs, but it's a little cold. But you do have wind blowing out 11 miles an hour to left field. Solid there, right-handed pull hitters. Padres and the Braves. Nice night for baseball here. High 70s. Feels like low 70s. Wind blowing out. Right-handed pull hitters. Ronald Acuna. I'm just kidding. But it could be solid there for the Padres and the Braves. Padres got to get the bats going. Got to get them going. And then the Phillies and the A's. Another great day. And again, playing in a minor league park, bombs could be had. Low 70s. Feels like low 70s. For the West Coast, solid, man. Solid. Not always known for having a ton of humidity. It can get hot. Don't get me wrong there. But humidity's solid in this game. So you could see some home runs. All right. Our hitter versus pitcher historicals. Marcell Ozuna. 6 home runs off Nick Pivetta. 8 hits, 31 at-bats with a walk. Austin Riley. 2 home runs off Nick Pivetta. 5 hits, 24 at-bats, 2 walks. Suarez. All right. Off your boy, Big Miles. 2 home runs, 6 hits off of 14 at-bats. Suzuki off Hunter Green. 6 hits, 13 at-bats, 2 home runs. Orlando Arcia look, you're seeing Nick Pivetta all over this list. Matt Olson down there. He's got a home run off of him as well. A whole lot of Nick Pivetta. A whole lot of it. You see Alec Bregman there. Got a home run. But only 2 hits off 17 at-bats off big Charlie Morton. All right. You see Hunter Green listed again. You're seeing Hunter Green pop up a lot. Seeing Michaelis pop up a lot. Yeah. There you go. Acuna, 7 for 30, 9 strikeouts and 0 home runs versus Nick Pivetta. There you go. There's the opposite look at it. Flip it over here. Let's invert it. Rafael Devers off Charlie Morton, 10 hits, 39 at-bats. Cedric Mullins, 8 hits off 13 at-bats. Your boy Cedric Mullins owns Giolito there. Ronald Acuna, Nick Pivetta, 7 hits, 30 at-bats, 4 walks. All right, 2 doubles. Ozzie Albies, Nick Pivetta, 7. You are seeing Nick Pivetta all over this list. When Sean Murphy, all right, is hitting 300 off of you with a walk, you might have some problems. Anthony Santander, be careful. He sat out yesterday with a hip injury. I do not know the full status on him. So yeah, be careful on that one. Justin Turner, you're seeing some Cubs listed here. You're seeing some Blue Jays listed here. Bo Bichette, 6 hits, 20 at bats. Yeah, seeing some guys. Now, hitting streaks. Cody Bellinger. It's over. Hell of a run. Hell of a run. Had 15 straight games to the hit, but it's done. Jose Ramirez is now your leader across Major League Baseball of the Guardians. 15 straight games to the hit. Spencer Steer, 10 straight games. Keep going down the list. Taylor Ward continues to get the job done. Jackson Holiday, the Orioles. I love watching this kid play. Has anybody, look, we've had our issues with the Orioles, but, dude, Jackson Holiday is a player, man. That dude, it's almost like his dad played pretty well in Major League Baseball. Jackson Holiday, 8 straight games with a hit. Ozzie Albies, 8 straight games with a hit. Bryce Harper, 7 straight games. Zach Neto, 7 straight games with a hit. Dansby Swanson, Vanderbilt boy, 7 straight games with a hit. You can see it right there. All right, Greg, I'll throw it over to you real quick. Anything that popped out to you in regards to historicals, weather, anything that you're just seeing in Major League Baseball right now?
Yeah, I want to go hit against Nick Pivetta. It sounds like a pretty good time, to say the least. I'm interested. I mean, that one, the more you look at it, that's almost just a blind over. I mean, you look at everything we've seen stat-wise, and it's just endless hitter side. I mean, it seems like this one will be a pray there's a lot of atom balls if you're going to take an under for this game. But, yeah, it'll be interesting. I jinxed him yesterday, Mr. Bellinger, so I'll jinx Ramirez today. We'll see if he can continue his hitting streak as Bellinger finished his off yesterday. As I was saying, how much I'd hoped to see him continue and enjoyed seeing, the transition of where he'd been with the struggles, not that long ago. And, well, that's your turn, Mr. Ramirez. So we'll see what he can do.
Throwing the jinx out. Brad, do you believe in jinxes here in hitting?
Yeah, honestly, I just believe in karma and energies. So if you are on a hit streak, right, and you come out into the news and you say, man, I'm killing it right now. I'm on a 20-game hit streak. I'm locked in. All I can see is hits. Next game, 0 for 5, 0 for 6.
I love it. All right, that is Major League Baseball. Let's hit our picks one more time. Then we're going to jump into, you know what day it is. It's Friday. We got MLS and scoring to talk about. But, Brad, start us off, man. What you got today?
Major League scoring, baby. Headed to the city of brotherly love, Philly taking on Miami. We're going for 3+ goals in this match. The over 2.75 Asian total at -135.
Beautiful work there. Big Cheesy, good to see you, buddy. Going Ramos over 1.5 hits, runs, and RBIs, -130. Yes, I do like that. Kennesaw State, Florida International over 12.5. My man. I do like that one a lot. Greg, what you on today, bud?
We are on San Jose State money line today. We are on West Virginia, Arizona over 10.5. This line actually opened at 7.5 for about 5 minutes. So shows you how quick these move. Play of the day for everybody is LSU money line and Arkansas money line. We're taking those together with our money line parlay -110.
Beautiful work. I'm on Ronald Acuna over 1.5 total bases, -115. And I'll say this. What I like about him is that he could stretch a single into a double. Now, it's his first game back. So I'll try to temper myself, however. Like Acuna here. Duke, Florida State over 11, as well as Boston College and North Carolina over 10.5. Now, what I also like is scoring. I love scoring, and I love hearing Big Brain on Brad. right, Brad? Yeah, dude, it's hype, right? Like, this is what we're going to do. All right. Break down a couple MLS games, and I'm going to pull the actual book up right now as you do it so that we can see in absolute real time. So I'm going to throw it over to you. What we do for anybody that's new, we take a look at MLS for this weekend. All right. And we look at goals. We looking at both teams to score. Are we looking at, over, under, etc. Right. So, Brad, I throw it over to you. I know you got a couple games you're highlighting. Break it down, buddy. What you got?
Yeah, we're going to look at 7 matches specifically because there's some intriguing figures that you want to know. But just before we jump in there, we need to take a look at the board here. We just had a 3-match week, which was essentially we played quick matches. Saturday, Sunday, and then a quick turnaround on Wednesday, and then another quick turnaround on Saturday. What is that going to do to a soccer player's legs? They're going to get tired. And you can see that right here in the numbers. It was trending up. That goal figure close to 64% on that total over 2.5. And then all of a sudden, slam those brakes, baby, because we got tired legs. Midweek fixtures, rotations in the lineup. You just don't have that same similarity. So you can see right here, down, tricked, down. But now what do we have? A full week's rest, other than maybe a few attacking players that played midweek in these U.S. Open Cup fixtures. You got a few of those guys in Chicago, a few of those guys on Charlotte, but it really shouldn't overall affect what's going to happen this weekend. So let's go ahead and jump into a few matches specifically. We've got San Diego taking on Los Angeles Galaxy. The Galaxy are absolutely struggling defensively. They are letting balls in their net over and over and over again. San Diego, though, new team, just joined the MLS this season. They've actually hit over 2.5 goals now in 9 out of their last 10 matches. Los Angeles Galaxy, they've hit over 2.5 goals in 26 of their last 36. So where do we see in this matchup? Well, looks like there could easily be goals. And then you go up to Montreal, headed to Canada, taking on LAFC, the Los Angeles Football Club. Montreal is not trending well in the goal department, just over 2.5 goals in 8 of 19. That is less than 50%. However, on the away end, Los Angeles Football Club, LAFC, away from home, they love to concede, have now conceded in 14 of their last 16 away, but both teams to score has come in 12 of 16 away and 14 of 16 away. So these are kind of figures that really push against one another. We don't necessarily know what Montreal is going to produce. If Montreal does happen to score, this match is going to hit the over. If Montreal doesn't score, not necessarily sure what we see. Cengiz Ünder, Dennis Bouanga, players up top at LAFC, they are the better team. They should be winning this match, should hit the totals, but Montreal trending horribly. Next, we're going to go Philly and Miami. We've already talked about Philly and Miami, so I'm not going to break it down too hard, but Philly, over 2.5 and 15 of 21. Miami, over 2.5 and 27 of 35 league matches, trending well. 6 of 7 at home. Philly taking on Miami have hit over 2.5 goals, so I expect to see some goals. It is Miami. They cannot keep people out of their net, and they love to run up these totals. Orlando's taking on Portland, another great open matchup. Orlando has hit over 2.5 goals in 10 of the last 14. We were on them last week against Miami. They got 3 goals all by themselves. Even though they gave up a solid EXG, Miami still couldn't find the net. First time, Miami couldn't find the net in 36. I mean, it's just insane what Miami was able to not do there, even with all the chances. So Orlando hitting the over, Portland hitting the over in 20 of the last 33. Just lately, they've started to trick these numbers down. I don't know if Portland is being affected by this midweek fixture slate. These run fixtures coming in quick and fast. I don't like the product that Phil Neville is putting out on the field. It just doesn't make sense what he's doing. He's putting attackers at wing backs. He's putting attacking wingers in the central of midfield. He's putting slow guys up front on the run or for the through balls. So maybe we should take a look at Portland in a few weeks. Right now, not necessarily sure. Yes, these figures are trending, but Phil Neville struggling with Portland, so be careful there. Charlotte and Columbus, another great matchup. Charlotte is trending BTTS in 9 of the last 12. Columbus is hitting over 2.5 in 18 of 25. They've hit both teams to score in 5 of the last 7 matchups. However, Columbus just lately have started to trickle into the 1-1 category. Not necessarily sure why that is, but they're not seeming to get that third goal, which is what they used to do. And this line, where it is, it's kind of right in between what you want. Maybe it looks for one of those bet splits live, but not really pre-match. Next, NYCFC taking on Chicago. NYCFC not trending in the goal department. Over 2.5 in 5 of 16 league matches. That's not very good. But Chicago, one of the darlings that we have tailed in the past, over 2.5 in 13 of the last 15 away matches. So Chicago, they're away from home. They trend that totals, but NYFC not trending that total. So I don't necessarily know where that's going to go. So if you're looking at that match, both teams to score comes in, the over 2.5 should come in. But if both teams to score doesn't come in, I don't know if that over 2.5 does come in. It's very, very tricky fixture. Last but not least, Atlanta and Cincinnati. Atlanta is a BTTS team, especially at home, 18 to the last 23, but their attacking players right now are absolutely dreadful. Don't know what's going on with Latte Loft. Don't know what's going on with Miguel Amarone. Don't know what's going on with the coach of Atlanta. He is just not putting his players in the right position to be successful. They look awful against a really good Cincinnati team. I do expect Cincinnati to come out here and get a result. They have done that against Atlanta consecutively, done it over and over and over again. Both teams' score has come in this matchup history in 5 of the last 6. Over 2.5 has come in, and close to 90% of both teams trending both teams to score. What that means is if both teams score comes in, over 2.5 should come in. But if over 2.5 doesn't come in, both teams to score might not come in. So that's where we sit here. Watch those legs. We're going to see what happens this weekend. And we're going to be looking toward next weekend to see if we got a little bit more of that similarity and got those legs off of that tired slate and ready for next week's slate. But we're going to keep it nice and light this weekend because of that run of fixtures that we have seen. You don't want to just throw all your chips in a basket on tired legs. As you can see, that isn't always the most advantageous decision. We're going to be tailing Miami, we're going to be tailing Philly, and we're going to look to next weekend to hit a couple others.
Bradley, you're a beautiful son of a gun, man. Absolute beautiful. Now, you had some questions. What about Austin? How do we feel about Austin?
I'm not sure what to do with Austin. Austin is basically, they are putting their attack in the hands of one man, right? So they're kind of bringing that defense a little bit deeper than they used to. They used to play a nice open brand of football. Last season, Austin at home was one of the best plays that you could make all season. They love to concede and they love to score, specifically at home. They were hitting those totals. They were playing open football, but not this season. We're not seeing the same open football. We're seeing a very direct approach to Brandon Vasquez and not a lot of support around him. He's a great player, but every great player needs support. Are we seeing what's going on with Miami right now in Messi? He's got no support. So if he doesn't have enough support, he can't produce what he can produce. He's just a little bit limited, right? So hands in the face when a jump shooter is taking a shot is going to make that shot a little bit less effective. And the same thing with if you have good players around you, you are more effective. That's not what's happened with Miami, and it's not what happened with Austin. I kind of see Austin as that under, but once they change their play style, I'll see them as an over team. Just right now, they're very, very defensive, and I would kind of stay away from Austin.
Beautiful work. They're too defensive right now. We don't like that. Out with goals. Brad, that was well done. Mario said Brad needs to make a Micro Machines commercial. That guy had the fastest speaking voice. I always thought that was Mean Gene Okerlund at first because he looked just like him. Yeah, dude, you're getting all kinds of love. Brad's flowing. Yes, sir. Yes, he is. All right. Howie Schwab, crew play of the day. You've gone with the Pacers plus 6.5 at 51%. Yeah. Second place was the over of 224.5. I'll be honest, I can't get on the right side of these totals in these games. It's tough. So I trust you guys on that one. But yeah, Pacers plus 6.5 is the winner. All right, we'll put our picks on here. Greg, any final thoughts, buddy, before we get out of here? Got a long holiday weekend, and it's Memorial Day. Brad, is that correct?
Beats
Monday.
me, AB. I'm in Babyland. I got no idea.
Yeah, you are in Babyland. Greg, Memorial Day is Monday, correct? I think you're on mute.
holiday Monday, Memorial Day. So always, appreciate those who have sacrificed everything for us and allow us to do this sort of thing and be able to sit here on a Friday and talk to you guys about, what is small in terms of the important things in the world. So, exciting times for the sports world, but, always grateful for the little things we get and, the ability to sit here and enjoy time with you guys and the crowd and everybody else. So enjoy the weekend. It's going to be another really fun one. Tons of action. Enjoy yourself, manage your bankroll correctly, and have fun.
Yeah, definitely, man. And you said it best right there. And I'll end it on this. Memorial Day is, it's an in memoriam type holiday. So, want to say, obviously, anyone who has served, thank you. There's really no words that can be said, and especially for those who have paid the ultimate sacrifice for all of us. And when I say that, it's not only said person, but their families as well, because you serve alongside of them. And I don't know the feeling because I clearly did not serve in the military, nor that I have any immediate family that did. But I certainly can appreciate and understand that it is not easy when you have a son, a daughter, a brother, a sister, a husband, a wife, whatever. Thank you to all of you, for real. Thank you to all of you, because that is something that is way larger than all of this. And we want to make sure that we give our thanks, but also understand that thank you is not enough. And it is a somber holiday. And again, just thank you to all of you, all of the family members, everyone in totality with that. All right. We'll get out of here. Everybody, thank you so much for tuning in. It's going to be a wonderful, wonderful Friday. We got games, sports all over the board and all over this weekend. But until then, everybody, best of luck. Let's cash these tickets, and we will see you this afternoon. Thank you.
Who's got it better than us? Nobody.